The wait is over, The Last of Us is back, and Season 2 is going to be even more intense. New characters, deeper drama, and a story that's bound to break your heart all over again. From Pedro Pascal's powerful return to a deadly new journey, here's everything you need to know about the highly anticipated second season. Hey everyone! Welcome to the Stars of the World, where we bring you the best stories and cinematic breakdowns. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. HBO's The Last of Us, the post-apocalyptic thriller that redefined video game adaptations, is returning for Season 2. Based on Naughty Dog's legendary 2013 PlayStation game, the series follows the devastating aftermath of a fungal-induced pandemic that has turned humanity into infected, cannibalistic creatures. Season 1 followed Joel, a hardened smuggler, tasked with escorting a young girl, Ellie, across a ruined United States, because she might just be the key to curing the infection. That emotional and harrowing journey captivated audiences across the globe. The show was officially renewed after its groundbreaking debut season, which drew 4.7 million viewers on premiere night, becoming the second-largest debut on Max after House of the Dragon. Francesca Orsi, head of HBO drama series and films, praised the show's creators for defining a genre with their masterful debut season.
Had to make.
I saved her.
Executive producer Neil Druckmann said, "I'm humbled, honored, and frankly overwhelmed that so many people have tuned in and connected with our retelling of Joel and Ellie's journey. The collaboration with Craig Mazin, our incredible cast and crew, and HBO exceeded my already high expectations. Now we have the absolute pleasure of being able to do it again with Season 2. While details about Season 2's direction remain under wraps, Druckmann and showrunner Craig Mazin hinted in a Hollywood Reporter cover story that it will likely follow the storyline of The Last of Us Part 2, the second game in the series. Mazin expressed his excitement, saying, "I'm so grateful to Neil Druckmann and HBO for our partnership, and I'm even more grateful to the millions of people who have joined us on this journey. The audience has given us the chance to continue, and as a fan of the characters and world Neil and Naughty Dog created, I couldn't be more ready to dive back in."
I will never give up hope. You swore.
Bella Ramsey, who identifies as gender fluid, also teased a storyline she's looking forward to, the emotional relationship between Ellie and Dina. Speaking on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, she said, "I'm really excited, to be honest, for the Ellie and Dina story." According to the official logline, Season 2 is set 5 years after the events of Season 1. Joel and Ellie will be drawn into conflict with each other and face a world even more dangerous and unpredictable than before. Let's talk cast. Bella Ramsey will return as Ellie, and Pedro Pascal is confirmed to reprise his role as Joel. But this time, the spotlight won't be solely on them. HBO confirmed that Isabella Merced will join the cast as Dina. And in January 2024, Kaitlyn Dever was announced as Abby, one of the most controversial and complex characters from the video game's second installment. Merced revealed that Dever needed extra security on set due to intense fan reactions. She said on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, "There are so many strange people who genuinely hate Abby. Just a reminder, she's not a real person." Showrunner Craig Mazin emphasized that casting was done with extreme care, just like in Season 1. "We look for world-class actors who embody the souls of the characters in the source material. Nothing matters more than talent, and we're thrilled to have an acclaimed performer like Kaitlyn join Pedro, Bella, and the rest of our family." Also joining the cast is Beef star young Mazin as Jesse, a community leader who constantly puts others' needs before his own, often at great personal cost. And finally, Catherine O'Hara will appear in a guest role, though details about her character remain undisclosed. As for the episode count, Season 2 will consist of 7 episodes, a bit shorter than Season 1's 9 episodes, but Mazin and Druckmann are confident it's the perfect length to serve the story. The Last of Us Season 2 will premiere on HBO on April 13th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll also be available for streaming on Max. But here's an important note. Don't expect the entire story of The Last of Us Part 2 to be told in just one season. In interviews with Collider and GQ, both Druckmann and Mazin made it clear, the story is too big for a single season. Mazin said, "There is no way Season 2 of The Last of Us could chronicle the entire story that Part 2 tells." Druckmann added, "It's more than one season." So while we don't yet know the total number of future seasons, one thing is certain. This journey is far from over. But here's a twist you probably didn't expect. Kaitlyn Dever, who's now set to play Abby in Season 2 of The Last of Us, almost ended up playing Ellie a whole decade ago. Back in 2014, when Screen Gems had plans to turn The Last of Us into a feature film, Dever was on a short list of actresses considered for the role of Ellie. In fact, she even participated in table reads and was shown around Naughty Dog's studio by none other than Neil Druckmann himself, the co-creator of the game. "They were actually working on the second game when I visited," Dever recalled. And get this, Druckmann even revealed to her how the story ends. Yup, she's been holding on to that secret for years. But when the movie project was ultimately scrapped in 2015, Dever thought her journey with The Last of Us was over. Instead, she joined the Uncharted 4 team, another Naughty Dog creation, voicing Cassie Drake. Fast forward to 2023, HBO's series adaptation hits the screen. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are cast as Joel and Ellie, and Dever, well, by then she was too old to play a 14-year-old Ellie. But fate wasn't done with her yet. Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin came up with the perfect role for her, Abby, a character whose story shakes the very foundation of The Last of Us Part 2. "When they called and asked me to play Abby, it was surreal," Dever said. "I had already watched Season 1 and was obsessed. Getting to join this world, even in a different way, was just crazy." And even though things didn't work out with Ellie, Dever believes it all happened for a reason. "I always thought about The Last of Us. And when it came back around, it just felt meant to be." Now let's talk about the future of the show, because The Last of Us isn't just stopping at Season 2. At the Season 2 premiere red carpet event, co-creator Craig Mazin gave fans a glimpse of what's to come. When asked about how many seasons the show might get, Mazin shared that he and Neil Druckmann have a pretty good sense of the overall plan, and it all depends on the story told in the video games. And no, they're not looking to create completely new storylines just to stretch things out. Mazin made it clear, "Neil and I really are focused on telling the story that's there, and it will come to an end, whether it is in Season 3 or Season 4. He even joked, "I'm not sure how I can top this. If there's more or less of this to happen, other people will carry it forward. And I'll go make tiny, tiny little things." Two people talking in a room in a warm room. Season 1 of The Last of Us, which premiered in January 2023, followed Joel and Ellie as they crossed a post-apocalyptic America, with Joel protecting Ellie, who might be humanity's last hope against the deadly fungus infection. Mazin also opened up about what they learned from making the first season. "There is no amount of attention that is enough," he said. "We were rewarded, I think, for our attention to detail and our love and care. And it wasn't just emotional depth, there were practical improvements too. We got much better at how to portray the infected on screen," Mazin explained. "We're learning as we go with a lot of that stuff." With the second season set to explore The Last of Us Part 2 from the 2020 game, we'll see the debut of new characters, including Kaitlyn Dever as Abby. Season 1 didn't just win hearts, it won awards. The series earned 24 Emmy nominations and took home 8 trophies. One of the standout moments? Nick Offerman's emotional performance as Bill in Episode 3, which became a fan favorite. Mazin recalled receiving deeply moving messages about that episode, A lot of gay people talked about watching it with their parents, and their fathers finally going, "Oh." That was so moving. It made me feel like I did a little something before I shuffle off. I got a little something done. And speaking of heart and intensity, nobody embodies that more than Pedro Pascal. Ahead of Season 2's release, Pascal opened up in a press conference about just how deeply he relates to his character, Joel. "I'm pretty fiercely protective," he said. "I'm protective of the people that I love. And I think that's probably the main component that I relate to. But playing a character like Joel doesn't come without its emotional weight." Pascal admitted that the role has affected him in powerful ways, sometimes even blurring the line between fiction and reality. "It's this experience, more than any I've had. It's hard for me to separate what the characters are going through and how it makes me feel," he confessed. He even described feeling the character's pain himself, a connection that, while meaningful, has taken a toll on him mentally. "In a way that isn't very healthy," he admitted. "So I kind of feel their pain. I suppose I was in an unhealthy mindset." Still, Pascal is fully invested in what the show represents, and he credited its success to the immense effort from everyone involved. "I think there's something really exciting about giving everyone another season of a show that they loved, and that so many people have worked so hard on," he said. Beyond the characters and plot, Pascal also reflected on how The Last of Us mirrors real life. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, it's a powerful allegory for what we go through as a society today. "Storytelling is cathartic in so many ways," he said. "It's how humans have testified to life, from handprints on cave walls to streaming shows on Max." For Pascal, the stories we tell, whether in books, movies, or television, are how we understand ourselves. "All of my development is based on what I've read and watched. It reflects the human experience," he explained. And in a world filled with crisis and pain, Pascal believes shows like The Last of Us offer more than entertainment. "There's a healthy and sometimes sick pleasure and catharsis," he said, "in seeing human relationships under pressure and drawing intelligent, beautiful allegories about the world we live in." So there you have it. From Pedro Pascal's emotional journey to Kaitlyn Dever's full-circle moment as Abby, and everything the creators have planned for Season 2 of The Last of Us. It's shaping up to be darker, deeper, and even more intense than the first. If you're excited for what's coming, hit that like button, subscribe to the Stars of the World, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update on your favorite shows. See you in the next one.